بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
In this tutorial, we're going to read how to read Ra lightly and Ra heavily.
Now the letter Ra. There are two types of letter in Arabic. All the letters are categorized two types. One, some of the letters are poor. They are called letters of isti'ala. They are always heavy. And some of the letter are letter of tarqiq. They are barik or light. So we'll find them out later. We just want to specify the ones comes both poor and barik, heavy and light. Now today we'll find out about Ra. Ra is usually barik or light. However, in some cases it will read, heavily. So we'll find out the situation when the Ra will be read heavily. So how do we read lightly? So for example, if you say Re is barik or light. When you say Ra, you can see that from the pronunciation is heavy or full mouth. Ra and Re. Okay, one is heavy, one is light. So these are the 5 situations when Ra will be read heavily or with full mouth. Number 1, if Ra has a Zabar or Pesh on it. So if Ra has a Zabar or Pesh on top of Ra, it will be heavy. So example is Ruhama. Ro is read heavily, full mouth. Ruhama. Now if you say Ruhama or lightly, it will not be right. So what we have to say is heavily. Ruhama. Because Ra has a pesh on it. Now next example, Atraba. Ra has a Zabar on top of it. So we say Atraba. We can say Atraba. If you don't say Atraba, it will be wrong. You have to say heavy, full mouth, heavily. Next one, number 2. If Ra is Sakin and the previous letter has a Zabar or Pesh. So if Ra is Sakin, the letter before it, if it has a Pesh or Zabar, that will be poor. Example, Qarna, Ra is Sakin, the letter before it has a Zabar. Turhibuna, Ra is Sakin, the letter before it has a Pesh. So we need to make them heavy. So, okay, rule number 3. If Ra is Sakin due to waqf means stopping. So if Ra is the last letter, it wasn't Sakin before, or because of stopping, if Ra becomes Sakin and the previous letter has a Zabar or Pesh, Ra will be poor. So for example, we read it Lil Bashar. Lil Bashar. Here it was Zuburi. When you stop on Ra, it becomes Sakin. So we say was Zubur. Okay, so Ra is Sakin due to waqf. Waqf means stopping because of stopping, and the letter before it has a Zabar or Pesh. Last number 4. If Ra is Sakin due to waqf, again because of the Sakin, because of the stopping, and the letter before it is also Sakin, and the letter before it has a Zabar or Pesh. Okay, so Ra is Sakin because of waqf. The letter before it is also Sakin, and the letter before has Zabar or Pesh. Ra will be poor or heavy. Okay, so example is it was Wal Asri, wasn't it? So if you say Wal Asri innal insan, it was rather Re. When you stop, it becomes Wal Asr. Wal Asr. So when you stop on Ra, Ra becomes Sakin. The letter before it, Swad, has a Sakin. The letter before Ain has a Zabar. So Ra is Sakin. The letter before it, Sakin. The letter before it, Zabar or Pesh. Ra is heavy. So heaviness belongs to Zabar and Pesh. Always because of Zabar and Pesh. When Zair comes, it becomes Barik. Sofro. Then Shakur. Here, Ra is sakin due to what? The letter before it was sakin, the letter before it has a pesh. So shakur, abrar, abrar. Okay, so we found the example here. Ra sakin due to stopping. The letter before is sakin. The letter before has a zobar or pesh. Ra will be read heavily. Okay, now last one. If Ra is sakin, the previous letter has a sakin and a zer, Ra will be light or barik. However, if the Ra sakin is followed by a letter of isti'ala. Now what is isti'ala? Isti'ala Isti'ala are the letters of heavy. The letters always read heavily are called the letters of isti'ala. So if you can memorize this word, isti'ala. Isti'ala, the letters, those are recited heavily. There are 7 letters of isti'ala. They are Kaf, Sad, Dad, Ghain, Ta, Kaf, Za. Because we memorize the sentence, that's why it's that way. So if you can memorize the sentence, we'll find out the sentence. Khussa, Dagatin, Tiz. Khussa, Dagatin, Tiz. Ha, Sad, Dad, Ghain, Ta, Kaf, Za. These are the 7 letters. They are the letters of isti'ala. What we'll do, we'll not worry about it now and rush to memorize. We'll learn slowly, inshallah. Just keep in mind that if any of the letters that become heavy, followed by a ra sakin, then the ra will be heavy. So if you give an example, you see. So example is qirtas. Now if you say qirtas, if you make ra barik, then you will have to make the ta barik too. And if you make ta barik, it will become ta. Now you can't make ta barik because if ta becomes barik, it will become ta. So this is why ra follow the ta. This is why ra will be heavy. So qirtas, qirtas. As an example, mirsad, mirsad, firqa, firqa. Because the qa, ra becomes heavy as well. So these are the 7 letters only we need to remember for the letters of isti'ala. So let's revise again. Ra will be read in 5 conditions, in 5 situations. Number 1, if Ra has a zabar on top of it or a pesh on top of it. So whenever Ra has a zabar on top of it or pesh on top of it, Ra is always heavy. Now rule number 2, if Ra is sakin and the previous letter has a zabar or pesh. So Ra is sakin, the letter before it, zabar or pesh, Ra is heavy. Now number 3, if Ra is sakin due to waqf. Waqf means stopping. If Ra is sakin due to stopping and the previous letter has a zabar or pesh. If the previous letter has zabar or pesh. If Ra is sakin due to waqf or stopping and the letter before it is also sakin and the letter before that has a zabar or pesh. So for example, abrar, Ra is sakin due to waqf. The letter before alif is empty or sakin and the letter before it has a zabar. So abrar. Last one, if Ra is sakin and the previous letter has a zer and the Ra sakin is followed by, meaning after the Ra sakin, if there is a letter of one of the 7 letters, Kha, Sad, Dad, Ghain, Ta, Qaf and Za, then the Ra will be read heavily because of that heavy letter. So example, qirtas. Letter Ra is read lightly in the following 3 situations. So if Ra has a Z, whenever Ra has a Z, Ra will be read lightly. For example, Ar-Rijal, Ar-Rizq, Ar-Rizq, Ar-Rijal, Rida. whenever Ra has a Zair underneath, Ra is light. Now you can't say Rijal. If you say Rijal, it will be wrong. Okay, you have to say Rijal, Re, light. So two types, Re and Re, isn't it? So Re is light, Re is heavy. Can't make it heavy when Ra has a Zair. So Rijal, Riz. If Ra is Sakin and the previous letter has a Z, Ra is Sakin, the letter before it has a Z. Fasbir, Fasbir, Mirfaqa, Mirfaqa. Now this rule number 2 will be merged with number 5 of that rule. So if you remember, yes. So only differences is, so for this one, if Ra is Sakin and the previous letter has a Zair, always when there is no letter of Isti'la after the Ra Sakin. Okay? So usually it's this way. Only if after the Ra Sakin, one of the 7 letters come, then the Ra will be heavy. Okay? So this, 2 will be, in comparison, you need to understand both. Number 3, if Ra is Sakin due to what? Due to stopping, and the previous letter is a Ya Sakin. This is again another important rule to find out. Doesn't matter whatever the letter before is Zobor, Pesh or Zer, always Ra will be Barik. Example, Qadir, Khair. Now, again look at the example here. For this one, we said if Ra Sakin, not this one, Ra Sakin, the letter before is Sakin, the letter before it has a Zobor, Ra would be poor. However, only rule we'll find is that if this letter just before the Ra is a Ya, Sakin, then Ra will not be heavy. So this one the example, Khair. Ra Sakin due to what? Due to stopping. The letter before it, Ya Sakin, so Ra is Barik. Khair. Is it